Good evening. This evening my presentation is on Wilhelm Hundt. Wilhelm Hundt was born on August 16th, 1832 in Neckarau, Germany. He was initially trained as a philosopher and psychologist, completing his doctoral studies at the University of Heidelberg. His early academic pursuits focused on physiology, particularly nervous activity, which laid the groundwork for his interest in understanding the human mind scientifically. Hundt's transition into psychology was driven by his fascination with sensory experiences and consciousness. While studying physiological processes, he recognized that understanding sensation and perception could offer insights into the human experience. His work in physiology and the measurement of mental processes led him to establish the first experimental laboratory dedicated to psychological research at the University of Leipzig in 1879. A pivotal moment in Hundt's life was his exposure to the scientific method during his physiology studies. Witnessing the power of empirical investigation inspired him to apply experimental methods to mental phenomena. The shift from philosophical speculation to scientific experimentation marked a fundamental transition in his paradigm, positioning psychology as a rigorous science grounded in observable data. One believed that conscious experience could be broken down into its basic elements, sensations, feelings, and perception through introspection. He viewed mental processes as active and structured, emphasizing their organization rather than mere contents. Hundt positioned that understanding the structure of consciousness was key to understanding human behavior and functioning. Hundt's approach challenged the dominant philosophical tradition of introspection without standards and the vague nature of psychology as a branch of philosophy. By establishing a controlled experimental method, he sought to make psychology a quantifiable and objective science. His emphasis on experimental rigor contrasted sharply with the speculative nature of earlier psychological thought, including Cartesian dualism and later psychoanalytic theory. Hundt's most significant contribution was the founding of experimental psychology. His laboratory became the birthplace of modern psychology, influencing the development of structuralism and subsequent schools of thought. His emphasis on introspection and systematic analysis laid the foundation for studying the mind scientifically, thus advancing our understanding of sensation, perception, and the cognitive process. Hundt influenced many psychologists and philosophers, including Edward Teacher, who popularized structuralism in America. His pursuit of scientific methods inspired behaviorists like John Watson and cognitive psychologists who further explored mental processes scientifically. While Hundt's focus on introspection laid important groundwork, it also faced criticism for its subject nature and lack of reliability. Different individuals might report different experiences, raising concerns about internal validity. Nonetheless, his emphasis on empirical research and standardization significantly shifted psychology toward scientific inquiry, even if some methods were later refined or replaced. From a Christian perspective, Hundt's view that humans possess an innate capacity for introspection and understanding aligns with biblical notions that humans are made in the image of God, capable of reason and self-awareness. Genesis 1:26 and 27. His belief in structured mental processes can be seen as reflecting an orderly creation of the universe. However, the reliance on introspection alone might be viewed as limited without acknowledging spiritual dimensions, such as the soul and divine guidance that influences human behavior beyond observable phenomena. Christianity emphasizes the importance of spiritual transformation and grace, which one's scientific approach focus on empirical data may not fully encompass. Wilhelm Wundt's pioneering work established the foundation for experimental psychology and shifted the field toward scientific rigor. His beliefs about the structure of consciousness and mental processes have profoundly impacted how we understand human behavior, thoughts, and emotions today. Though his methods face limitations, his legacy continues to influence the psychology, and integrating his insights with spiritual principles can provide a richer understanding of the human experience, one that combines